Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Summer Superstars collection of August 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before we begin, I would like to thank you, the viewers, for watching my silly little videos. I hope they're helpful, and most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Death Stranding, Director's Cut, an adventure game by Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima. You play as Sam Porter Bridges, a courier delivering cargo across what's left of the United States after a supernatural cataclysm called the Death Stranding has driven the last of humanity into underground cities, leaving the barren surface plagued by soul-sucking ghosts called BTs, rain that rapidly ages anything it touches, and other strange things. The game is essentially a feature-length fetch quest, but the environment and the many challenges it throws at you makes the trip worth enduring. Death Stranding is secretly a brilliant hiking and mountaineering simulator, and every piece of rough terrain you encounter is a puzzle to be solved. The majority of your time in Death Stranding is spent out in the open, plodding slowly from one place to another. As you trek across a continent, you see enormous cascading waterfalls, snowy mountains, steam-spewing volcanic fissures, raging rivers, dense forests, and wide grassy plains, and it all looks and sounds stunning. Death Stranding is best when it shuts up, as it is filled with bizarre characters, lengthy screeds of exposition, and indulgent cutscenes, but it is in the long, quiet stretches between all of this when it's just you hiking alone across a stark, haunting post-apocalyptic wilderness where it really shines. Death Stranding's most overt theme is connection, and this manifests itself in some brilliantly clever asynchronous multiplayer, where players traverse their world dropping ladders and ropes or using a device called a PCC to build river-spanning bridges, battery-boosting generators, zip lines, roads, and other helpful objects. These then appear in other people's games. The Director's Cut adds new content and features to the game, including new story missions, new weapons and equipment, and even a racing mode, making this the best opportunity to get into the game. And number 2 we have Achilles, Legends Untold, an isometric action RPG that blends Greek mythology with Souls-like mechanics. You take on the role of Achilles as he fights through the fall of Troy, meets his demise at the hands of Paris, and battles his way out of the underworld under Hades' command. With a vast skill tree, plenty of loot, and a flexible difficulty system, the game offers an accessible take on the genre. If you enjoy action RPGs with mythological twists, this game delivers a solid adventure. The combat is fast-paced, with dodging, parrying, and an array of weapons to experiment with. While not as punishing as a true Souls-like, you can tweak the challenge to your liking. Loot lovers will appreciate the steady stream of weapons, consumables, and crafting materials. The game also offers some Metroidvania-style progression, letting you unlock abilities that open new paths. The combat feels floaty, lacking the precision that makes similar games satisfying. You can get overwhelmed by groups of enemies, and despite the variety of weapons, standard sword and shield tactics often work best. The sprawling skill tree is overwhelming, making progression feel more like a chore than a reward. The voice acting, particularly for Achilles, leaves much to be desired. Achilles Legends Untold has ambition and some enjoyable mechanics, but it never fully realizes its potential. While it is fun in bursts, the imprecise combat and messy progression system keep it from greatness. And number 3 we have Wildmender, a survival adventure and gardening game that blends exploration, resource management, and ecological restoration into a surprisingly relaxing yet engaging loop. You wake beside a dying oasis in a vast desert, guided by a spirit named Vides, who tasks you with pushing back the corruption caused by the evil wraiths. By day you'll juggle thirst, hunger, and heat while tending to your garden, not just for food, but to revive the land into lush greenery. Plant seeds you find on your travels, nurturing them according to their needs, and watch them flourish into a thriving, biome-rich haven, complete with little animal companions. When night falls, the desert transforms. Bioluminescent plants glow, ghostly flora bloom, and friendly spirits wander, offering memories that serve as skill points. Exploration is freer and safer under the cool moonlight, letting you climb, scavenge, and uncover new areas without the punishing sun. Combat is simple, light projectiles, barriers, and dodges, and while it's not the game's focus, enemies drop useful resources. Progression is rewarding thanks to a varied skill system, from survival upgrades to magical abilities and fast travel options. Custom difficulty settings let you tailor the challenge, whether you want a tough survival grind or a relaxed gardening focus. The game's subtle environmental message, restore nature to heal the world, lands without feeling preachy. With its gorgeous lighting, atmospheric day-night cycle, and satisfying balance between cozy cultivation and adventurous exploration, Wildmender delivers a unique, memorable experience. Minor issues like basic combat and no voice acting barely dent its charm. You might come for the survival, but you'll stay for the garden. And number 4 we have Paleo Pines, a farming and exploration sim that puts you on a vibrant island where humans and dinosaurs live together in harmony. From the moment you arrive with your loyal Parasaurolophus companion, Lucky, you're drawn into a world of farming, discovery, and dino friendship. Your goal is simple but satisfying. Build a cozy ranch, befriend dinosaurs, and uncover the island's mysterious past. What makes Paleo Pines unique is how it blends the familiar farming sim loop with dinosaurs. They are not just companions, but active helpers. Each dino species has unique abilities, whether watering crops, clearing land, or carrying you across the map. Befriending them through flute calls, treats, and care feels charming, and building pens to keep them happy adds depth to your ranch. The game's relaxed pace makes it easy to settle into. You'll spend your days planting crops, trading with townsfolk, completing small quests, and exploring diverse biomes filled with collectibles and hidden dinos. Customization is another highlight. From designing your ranch layout to dressing your character, you're free to express your own style. That said, the game is not without flaws. The map and quest tracking can feel clunky, and some systems, like Dreamstones limiting how much dinos you can keep, may frustrate players who want to collect them all. Progression can also feel slow at times. Still, if you enjoy cozy farming sims and love dinosaurs, Paleo Pine offers a warm, colorful, and delightful escape. It may not reinvent the genre, but it delivers a unique and charming experience worth your time. And number 5 we have House Party, an adult comedy adventure where you're invited to a party as the new neighbor, and your goal is to mingle, explore, and maybe just get lucky. At first, it looks like a straightforward sex game, but once you dive in, you realize there's much more going on beneath the surface. You'll interact with 11 different characters at the party, most of whom you can eventually hook up with, if you play your cards right. Progress depends on opportunities, the game's version of quests. These give you clues on how to win people over, though not all of them end in sex. Some paths even block others, so you'll never see everything in a single run. This design makes replaying the game both fun and frustrating, as you're constantly figuring out how choices ripple across the night. What keeps you invested is the cast. Nearly everyone has quirks that grow on you over time. Characters like Catherine with her sharp wit, or Amy with her scavenger hunt storyline give you reasons to stick around beyond just the hookups. Even side stories, like inviting the Game Grumps or trying alternate story modes, add variety and humor. The sex scenes themselves can feel repetitive, though the explicit content add-on expands them with more options. Presentation is mixed, with some solid voice acting and funny writing, but animations and audio loops can be rough. If you want more than a shallow sex game, House Party delivers surprising depth, replayability, and laughs. And number 6 we have Dungeons of Hinterberg, a captivating mix of puzzle solving, combat, and social exploration set in a magical Austrian mountain town. You play as Louisa, a burned-out young lawyer searching for meaning and reprieve in a tourist haven turned fantastical with the arrival of dungeons and magic. But what begins as a whimsical vacation deepens into a journey of self-discovery and a quest to uncover the town's mysteries. Your days follow a structured rhythm: mornings for meals, afternoons for dungeon dives, evenings for mingling with locals and tourists, and nights for personal downtime. This balance keeps gameplay engaging as you manage Louisa's stats: familiarity, renown, relaxation, and amusement. Social interactions are refreshingly dynamic, introducing you to a diverse cast with their own reasons for being in Hinterberg, making every relationship feel meaningful. The dungeon gameplay shines with inventive puzzles and unique magic-based mechanics. Each region, forested Hinterwald, snowy Kalmstein, or swampy Brunelsump, is beautifully realized, and their dungeons cleverly incorporate local themes. Combat is simple yet satisfying, with Louisa wielding magic powers and an attack conduit to slash through enemies. However, boss fights lack challenge and depth, a minor stumble in an otherwise compelling experience. The art direction is breathtaking, blending picturesque environments with fantastical elements. Social mechanics echo real-life tourism, encouraging you to build connections while reflecting on the town's exploited magic industry. The grounded storytelling, paired with magical touches, makes this game resonate emotionally. Dungeons of Hinterberg is an artistic and satisfying journey of puzzles, people, and personal growth. At number 7 we have Cryptmaster, a darkly humorous dungeon-crawling RPG, where words, not weapons, are your greatest tool. You and your undead party must navigate eerie monochrome dungeons under the guidance of the sardonic Cryptmaster, using an ever-growing lexicon of words to battle enemies, solve riddles, and unearth the secrets of the underworld. Unlike standard typing games, Cryptmaster does not just throw preset words at you. It forces you to recall and strategically use discovered words in combat. Each battle rewards you with letters from enemy names, which help unlock new words, creating a unique puzzle-like challenge. But don't expect to mindlessly spam high-damage words. Cooldowns, enemy resistances, and letter restrictions keep you thinking on your feet. Beyond combat, the game offers clever puzzles, lateral thinking riddles, and side activities like Whatever, a mini-game woven seamlessly into conversations. The game's grim yet playful atmosphere is amplified by a striking art style and the Cryptmaster's dry, mocking voice performance. While the monochrome art style is atmospheric, it can feel visually repetitive. Also, playing with the control is not ideal for a typing-based game, though the developers have made solid efforts to make it viable. Fortunately, turn-based combat options ensure accessibility for those less comfortable with fast typing. Cryptmaster transforms a niche skill into something thrilling, blending wordplay with dungeon crawling in an unforgettable way. If you're a fan of unique RPG mechanics, dark humor, and quick thinking, this is one Crypt worth exploring. At number 8 we have Shogun Showdown, a turn-based roguelike deck builder that grabs you from the tutorial and refuses to let go. You step into the role of a miniature pixelated samurai, battling waves of enemies across a tight tile-based 2D battlefield. Each move you make costs a turn, and with enemies reacting immediately after, every step, strike, or pause must be calculated like a chess match. Instead of a traditional deck of cards, you wield a rotating set of attack tiles, sword slashes, ranged arrows, or later, flashy abilities with special effects. These tiles execute in order, adding a satisfying layer of strategy as you rearrange them in mid-combat to land the perfect combo. You can buff your loadout, reduce cooldowns, and unlock new abilities that make each run feel fresh, with plenty of meaningful progression between attempts. Shops let you recover health or upgrade your skills, and the roguelike elements reward each successful playthrough with skulls. These unlock new characters with wildly different starting builds and tiles, changing your tactics entirely. With days that escalate difficulty while boosting rewards, the game gives you reason to come back again and again. The 8-bit feudal Japan art style is striking, with charming animations and pixelated gore that inject just enough humor. There's no narrative fluff, just you, your skills, and the battlefield. If you love tightly designed roguelikes with tactical depth and tons of unlockables, Shogun Showdown delivers. You'll come for the simplicity, stay for the mastery, and lose track of time before you know it. At number 9 we have The Coin Game, an open-world life sim that drops you into a quirky island full of ticket redemption arcades, goofy robots, and carnival chaos. Think of it as a love letter to those 80s and 90s arcades you never wanted to leave. Except here, you don't have to worry about running out of quarters. You'll explore a surprisingly large map, play over 50 realistic arcade machines, collect tickets, pawn off prizes, and even dive into dumpsters for extra cash. There's a goofy, scrappy charm to everything, from the robot NPCs to the physics-driven chaos of each game. What really makes the coin game special is how chill and addictive it is. Whether you're grinding skee-ball, racing golf carts, or racking up points in claw machines, it is just plain fun. The game encourages you to experiment, waste time, and enjoy the weirdness. You'll earn money, buy upgrades, and chase high scores on a global leaderboard, all without any real-world spending. Yes, it's still in early access, and you might run into bugs or the occasional janky control scheme, but it's clear the solo developer has poured a ton of heart into this project, and the updates keep improving it. The dark visuals could use a bit more neon flair, but it hardly ruins the experience. If you're looking for something light, nostalgic, and oddly immersive, The Coin Game's an underrated gem that'll keep you busy for hours and smiling the whole time. And number 10 we have Meg's Monster, a story-driven adventure meets JRPG with heartfelt themes, stunning pixel art, and an evocative soundtrack. Set in the underworld, the game follows Roy, a brutish yet unlikely guardian, and Meg, a lost little girl whose tears have the power to end the world. This unique premise forms the foundation of an emotional and thought-provoking journey. Unlike many traditional RPGs, Meg's Monster does not emphasize complex strategy. Roy is nearly invincible, but Meg's emotional state dictates the stakes. As Roy takes damage, Meg's heart weakens, and if she breaks down in tears, the game is over. This mechanic creates a fresh dynamic where you must balance between protecting Meg and keeping her spirits up. Toys collected throughout the journey offer a charming way to interact with her, adding small but meaningful choices that make the relationship between Roy and Meg feel real. Battles are simple yet engaging, incorporating puzzle elements that vary with each enemy's personality. Some encounters require memory skills or quick reactions, ensuring that combat remains interesting despite its accessibility. Though the game is light on difficulty, the emphasis on storytelling makes every moment impactful. The writing is witty and emotionally resonant, effortlessly shifting between humor and heavy themes. The soundtrack, featuring melancholic tunes and a beautiful closing song by Laura Shigihara, enhances the narrative's emotional weight. If you seek a challenging RPG, this might not be your game, but if you want an unforgettable, heartfelt experience, Meg's Monster is a must-play. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is kinda hit or miss. On one hand, Cryptmaster looks like a gem, and it is awesome seeing folks help each other out with codes and suggestions like Shogun Showdown. On the other hand, the 2 for $15 price tag stings when some of these games show up cheaper elsewhere. If you're hyped for 1 or 2 titles, it might be worth grabbing, but otherwise, might be smarter to wait for a humble drop or a proper sale. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.